Hello and good morning. This is Andy McCann, your host here on Food, Fitness, and Finance, where I'm trying to help you lay a firm foundation in those things. All right, we got some housekeeping to take care of, and then I'm going to take you down a road of the 5 pillars of health and fitness. It is a big thing that I talk about a lot. I just don't talk about it with you guys all that often because, I don't know, I just come up with different episodes, different things on my mind. But in real life, I talk about these 5 things a bunch. Okay. So the housekeeping, I do a expert counsel bit on the Survival Podcast, so you guys should go there. Jack Spirko has a very interesting show. It is not survival as in zombies, it is lifestyle design. So basically, how do I survive this world when times are bad, or even if they're not? I'll do a thing on every other Thursday-ish. And anyway, he does daily episodes. I find them very interesting, especially if you love homesteading. Another thing, I've got a fellow that I've been working with, Ken Daniels. He had a really bad blood diagnosis, very bad health diagnosis, and he has changed his life around doing the stuff that we talk about. But he also started the bloodsugarchef.com, and you can go there and get some recipes, follow his stories, and eat healthy. Another one is MTK Knives. Patrick actually was here the other day, and he makes really awesome knives. So if you're into knives and you're looking for a cool gift, he does some neck knives as well as other stuff. He sells other things too. Him and his wife, they are also homesteaders. Other one is Hollow Roast Coffee, which I'm doing right now. This is Nicole Sauce. She is also a homesteader, as well as many other things, and she does Living Free in Tennessee. Another buddy of mine is Jesse, and I'm going to butcher his last name, so I won't say it, but he is your personal crypto assistant. So you can go to yourpersonalcryptoassistant.com, and you can hire Jesse to help you. I actually used him to help me set up a Lightning node as well as a Bitcoin node and other stuff, and he is fantastic. Okay. Lastly, if you are not here in Woodstock, Georgia, then you can follow us or join us on garagefitness.online. It is an online service. It assumes you have a home gym. If you don't want to use that. You just want to go to our website and do a workout of the day or WOD, and then look for the home version of what we're doing. That'd be the easiest way. Last thing, and we're going to cover a little bit of this today, is if you go to crossfitgarage.com/free, you'll see all the free resources I've been putting together, and the one we're going to drill into is this 60 Easy, as well as the 5 pillars. Okay, so I figured I should probably give you a little bit of story about me so you understand kind of where I'm coming from. I am 51 years old right now, 52 soon in 6 months, and I played a lot of sports growing up. Got into college, played a little bit of sports, nothing awesome. I'm not that athletic. And then I went into telecom sales as an electrical engineer and spent, I don't know, maybe 15-ish years on the road and saw my health declining. I still did stuff, but I could feel, especially around the age of 32, when we were playing flag football, I could not get to the quarterback's flags in time to pull them. They would get away from me. So something was wrong. I was slowing down. It was probably the first time I really felt my immortality slip away and realize, wow, I am just a mere mortal. You guys that are active probably had this happen. It's what does happen unless you do something about it. So somewhere in that time frame, I found adventure racing, which is you go out in the woods with a map and a compass and you jog, canoe, and mountain bike to different checkpoints in the woods. So I got a couple of you guys doing that with me now. It's a blast. I love it. I'm on the road, I'm doing that, my health isn't great, and I'm trying to train. My wife, when I come home, I go out for a long jog or a bike, and my wife says, hey, what are you running from? You come home and then you go out and train. What are you doing? And I'm like, hey, that's a really good question. I'm away, and then I come home, and I'm away. I'm a very active dad, but I would go off to do my own thing as well as be very active. So she was still maintaining all of the home front with very little help from myself. So you guys that are becoming parents and you're thinking, I love this one child, I'll never love another child more, I can't have another child. Nah, you'll love them all, trust me. Or you think to yourself, 2 is pretty tough, I can't imagine doing 3. Or 3 is pretty tough, I can't imagine doing 4. Weirdly, it does get easier as they get older and they become self-sufficient. The other thing is, if you want to be very active, that's good, but you have to realize that active isn't chewing their food and spitting it in their mouth. Active is guiding them out in the woods. So our kids, we would go walk, we called it the 100-acre woods. And it was a trail, I don't know, down the road along a creek by our house. And we made up stuff as we went along there. So there was something called Mermaid Rock. I don't even know why we called it that. I think Olivia would run and just jump on it and act like a mermaid. I don't know. And then we'd enter this one shaded portion, and that became the 100-acre woods. We would get to the creek, and we would throw rocks into the creek for like an hour or something. The kids loved it. They would splash around. And of course, they would come home wet and dirty, but that was awesome. And yes, I was super active, but I didn't actually have to direct them in it. I'm like, hey, there's a rock, there's a stream, enjoy. Actually, Evan is sitting right there beside me. I'm going to aim this over at him. He's getting ready for his internship. Evan, was that a pretty fun time when you look back on it?
Yeah. I mean, there's also the fact that I don't remember it as much either, so you don't need to stress about everything because they probably won't remember half of it.
That's actually a very valid point. Okay, so in my mind, it's pretty fresh, but I was also, 30 years old, 40 years old, so I've got a pretty active brain. They're tiny little kids. I mean, I think for a while I carried one of the kids on my back on this walk, so yeah, they probably won't remember. We have pictures of it, and so they probably remember from a picture standpoint in third person, but not specifically. So there is no detriment. Evan is a full-functioning human. He's an adult with, job and all that stuff. So I did not cut up his food, chop it, and spit it in his mouth. He learned to cut his food on his own, and, you don't have to be down that road. Anyway, my point in all that was to say I was a very active dad when I was on board, but I also did a lot on my own, and I think living that sales lifestyle kind of put that inside of me. All right, so that was me. One of my buddies, Eric Richard, said, hey, you should try this CrossFit thing. I was like, I'll give it a shot. And I've been doing CrossFit ever since. So that was 2007, I want to say. And I did not feel my health really alter all that much. What I felt was my ability to do was lacking, and I was able to methodically grow it and track and measure that growth. So I could log everything and see, it's like, hey, is this truly working? I could also go out and do my adventure races and see that I was performing better. So there was noticeable evidence to the validity of what we were doing. Okay, so fast forward, I'm now 51. And my motivation for doing what I do is similar, but is not exactly the same. So the CDC is going to define health as the absence of being sick. I think that's a dumb way to do it. I think health is your work capacity across different times and modalities over your lifespan. So I expect a 17-year-old to have a better health aspect than an 80-year-old. Though there's no reason they can't deadlift the same or deadlift really heavy, right? It's just that most older people tend to not do, and therefore they don't have. So they used to think sarcopenia was a real thing, that as you got older, you simply degraded. And it's not true. It's not causal. It's corollary. I'm getting older, therefore I am not doing. Therefore, my health is waning. And so, yes, there's probably some reality to the sarcopenia, the loss of muscle as you get older. But I think most of it is actually attributed to the fact that you just simply don't do. So now that I hit 50, we enter what they call the drop dead years. And this is really disconcerting to me that men, when they turn 50, die a lot. And you die in big numbers. And we die from two things primarily: blood clots in the head, stroke, or blood clots around the heart or arteries, heart attack, right? So how do we clean up our blood? It's been a passion of mine for the last couple months, and I don't really have a great answer for you. I am trying to give blood every 8-ish weeks and see if that will do a thing. I've also considered going and getting hydration IVs to see if just adding fluid to the body would help create less viscosity. So as your blood gets thicker, you create problems. We went thinner blood, which is why sometimes people would say, hey, take an aspirin, right? Or, hey, don't have so much cholesterol because it'll thicken up your arteries, which isn't actually true. That's not the way it works. Cholesterol is a whole different thing. My cholesterol is crazy high. There's HDL, LDL, VDL, there's all these things. And if you had zero cholesterol, you'd be dead. You need cholesterol. You just need to make sure it's the right cholesterol. And the problem with all that is most of the food we eat is entertainment. Okay, anyway, I was going to go off track on that one. So what I have found in doing research in this topic of life is that Our men's average age at death has dropped from 76 down to 72. So we are now dying sooner than we used to. But 50% of us will be dead by the age of 72. That really sucks. That means as you're driving, you look from car to car, every other guy you see will be dead before the age of 72. Most likely going to happen from a heart attack or a stroke, which they are preventable to some degree if we would do the things we're going to talk about in the 5 pillars of health and fitness: how you eat, sleep, move, think, and connect. I probably should add another pillar in there. You need wealth. So without that, these things don't mean as much. You need to be able to not only live a long time and function a long time, but have the money to sustain you for that long time. So on that note, those 3 aspects, I have my life expectancy, a functional lifespan, and then a wealth expectancy. It would be awesome if most of them met up at the end at the same spot. That means, you lived as long as you could, as healthy as you could, and used all the money you had. It'd probably be nice for your kids if you left them something. I think it even says in the Bible, a wise man leaves an inheritance to his kids. Of course, I think it also says like the 2nd and 3rd generation blow all that money or something. So that's probably not in the Bible. That's a Dave Ramsey thing probably. But your life expectancy is just the health aspects and the statistics that say, hey, this is probably where you're going to be, right? So our life expectancy here in America should be pretty high. We should have access to great medicine, great food and all that. But weirdly, we're falling off the track. So this is where the whole idea with, not JFK, RFK? Yeah, there you go. RFK, Make America Healthy Again. Whether you like him or you hate him, it doesn't really matter. It is interesting that we spend more on education and health, yet are like far behind other countries that don't really spend anything. It's weird if you think about it like that. If I had a bill in my life that I paid for and got negative results from it, I would cut the bill or I'd figure something out. So that's just what they're doing. And I, in my own walk with Evan, he's not here anymore, but he went upstairs for his work. With his Crohn diagnosis and his decision to use the lion diet to change his patterns to get out of it and environment, it's something miraculous. We should be able to do that. And it shouldn't be that the stuff we eat was causing the problem. Food should be food. Food should be nutrient dense, not whatever the crap is we continually eat. Okay, so then we have functional lifespan. That's, are you a functional adult later on in life? Are you pushing around yourself in a wheelchair? Are you walking around in a walker? Are you unable to stand up or sit down? That's not very functional. How is your mental capacity? All of that stuff goes together to say, am I a functional adult? Am I able to move and think on my own? Do my things at my own request? Sadly, the answer many times is no. They do make, what do they call them? Old folks home? They don't call them that anymore, but that's what they are, old folks home. So if you're older, 55 plus or whatever, you can move into these active adult centers. Some of them are active adult, and it's just, people older people living that good life. Sometimes it's not. Down the hall, they have memory care or invalid care or whatever. So usually they're together because these things go hand in hand. It is kind of a fun, I'm sort of looking forward to this time frame because basically they're going to pull, it's going to be like being in a fraternity back in college again, except we don't have to study if we don't want to, right? So they're going to pull everybody together and say, hey, you guys you have something in common, you're all older and you're still alive. Enjoy, have fun. I mean, that could be interesting. I don't know. Okay, so I have got a thing that I'm going to show you in a second that'll help you along the way, this 60 Easy. But there are pieces of this that I want you to hear first. Sometimes you think to yourself, this is a really difficult journey. I'm not sure I can make this. I've done so poorly all this time. I need help to get started, or I need somebody to walk with me on the journey so I'm not alone. Or I just need somebody else's destination because I don't know what my own destination should be. I've got something for you to start. The other way you can look at it is, so I'm part of this homestead community, this survival community. So the survival podcast is not necessarily about zombies. It's about living a good life now if times are bad or even if they're not. So, hey, to be in a survival or a prepared situation It would probably be helpful if I knew how to grow my own vegetables and had my own chickens. Well, interestingly, for my own pursuit in life, I want to know how to raise chickens as well because I want to eat really healthy. So these circles of life, Venn diagram, they overlap in such a way that it makes sense. One thing you can think about in this is you are the ultimate go bag. So a go bag would be a backpack of various sizes. You might even have 3 different ones, small, medium, large. Your small go bag is, they tell you, I don't know, there's a train tips over and dumps a bunch of chlorine and they're like, hey, everyone needs to leave for 24 hours. Great. You grab the small go bag. It's got underwear, extra shoes, shirt, socks, all that stuff. Maybe some power bars or MREs or something. I don't know. Enough for you to be out on your own somewhere else for a day so you don't have to pack a bag. It's already packed. Then you got medium and then you have large. Large may be a week's supply of everything you need and it's a larger duffel bag. For whatever reason, let's say it's not a national emergency. It's a you emergency. Your sibling says, something happened, I need you for a week, please come to Washington State. And you're like, I'm in. You get in your car or a plane or whatever, I don't know, and you take off and you have this go bag. So you're ready to go for a week. That's, I don't know, an hour's worth of preparing you didn't have to do because you already did it. So your person is the, I guess, day zero go bag. It's the thing you'll always take with you no matter which go bag you take. If you aren't physically able, then wherever you go, you're just going to be a detriment to whatever they're trying to do. And I'm sure that is not what you want. You don't want to be a detriment. So you need you as the ultimate survival tool, because if you're not surviving, then it's all over, right? You need you to be prepared so you can lift up whatever area you're going to. If you're bringing down the area, then 1, they're probably not calling on you. And 2, you don't want to show up. I'm going to throw this out there too. This came up with my brother as we moved some stuff, I guess Sunday. We're going to get to it eventually, but I'm going to throw it in here. Connection. If you don't have anybody that you could call and say, I need you to be here for a week, will you come? Or I need you right now. It's 2 a.m. I'm stuck somewhere. That's a problem. The other side of it is if nobody would ever call you, that's a problem. You are living a solitary life and we are social beings. That's a problem. Find something, find a community, a gym, something so that you can start interweaving your the stuff you enjoy with the people that enjoy it as well. For example, there are 2 guys in the gym that overlap me greatly at the moment, Jordan and Randy. We all 3 like CrossFit, we like adventure racing, we like D&D. So I'm like, all right, there's 3 big things that we all like. I mean, there's other stuff, but it's, outward expressions of fun. Similarly, Danny and Denny, we go to the Tuesday morning men's group. We also do CrossFit together, and they're thinking about doing an adventure race. So again, overlapping the things that I enjoy with the people that enjoy it as well. Do they call on me? Andy, I need somebody right now? No, but if I had to pick people that I would probably grow old with, it's people that are similar-ish to me. There's probably no way I'm going to be friends with an 18-year-old that says all the crazy words that I don't even know what they mean, or, they just have a totally different generational mindset. It probably isn't going to happen. Or somebody that's so divergent from me, like, hey, I sacrifice children. I'm like, yeah, you and I will probably never get along. Anyway, so bring that stuff together. Find people like you. What I'm going to do now is drop you guys over to, if you're watching this, you'll see it. If you go to crossfitgarage.com/free, this is all my free resources. One of the top ones is this 60 easy. There's something called 75 hard. It's 75 things you do for 75 days or something like that. Maybe it's 20 things over 75 days that are hard to do. Some of them are pretty easy. Some of them are pretty hard. And you want to never mess up, ever, right? And otherwise you got to start over. 60 easy is not like that. It is 60 things that are damn easy to do. So of the 5 pillars, how you eat, sleep, move, think, and connect, and 12 months, thus 60. So there's 1 a month for the 12 months in the 5 categories. So for example, let me pick September. So on September for eat, it says try a 12-hour fasting window. Example, 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. to support metabolic health for a week and journal how it goes. That's it. I mean, you're like, hey, Andy, that's kind of easy. That's the point, except this is really good for you. And you journal it and find out. You could do that in September and then continue it if you find you like it, or change it out in October. October says, cook all meals at home for 1 week to avoid processed ingredients. Now, if you go out and buy a processed meal to then throw in the microwave, that is not it. It's supposed to be cook your own food. So you could continue to do these things, stack them up, or just try them and see which ones you like. They're all going to be beneficial to you. On the sleep, if we go to November, try a sleep aid like white noise or calming music. I mean, that's really easy. Just turn your phone on or turn a fan on or something. I don't know, right? You can get just brown noise. December, set your bedroom temperature to 68 degrees Fahrenheit or cooler for better sleep. They say you want to be cold. 68 degrees or maybe 66 degrees is the number that they pick. I don't know if that's exactly right. You'll have to figure it out. But again, these are easy things you could do. Going into the move category, let's pick a different day. April, do 10 push-ups daily, scale as needed. So it could be 10 in a row, or it could be one, wait an hour, and that would take you 10 hours, whatever, right? Or wait 30 minutes. But that's the idea, is it's easy. Now, you could continue to do this all April and then into May, or May says, carry something heavy, groceries, weights, to build up grip strength once a day. And it's left kind of open-ended. Well, like how far? That's up to you. How long? Well, that's up to you. How heavy? That's up to you. It says something heavy. You know when it's heavy. So they're easy things, not complicated. It's to help you build the track record of success. Also, to find things that you may not have known that you could do. Like, oh, this is pretty easy. I can do that. In the think category, in March, it says write down one long-term goal and break it into actionable steps. Right? I mean, everybody should do that. Evan does that with stuff, right? You should be able to break down goals. You should have a long-term goal. If you have no long-term goals, then that's a problem. The next one would be in April, avoid complaining for 1 day. Focus on solutions instead. So what does that mean to you? Again, it's up to you to determine this. I left it open-ended because I wanted it to be easy. What is complaining? I think you kind of know that. Whining, bitching, complaining, all that goes together. And the simple act of you paying attention to it is going to help you catch that you're doing it. Maybe you still do it. That's okay. Later on, we're going to get into a place with this think that it's way better to live in a friendly world than a hostile world. If you get cut off and you think to yourself, that asshole, that's a hostile world. If instead you think to yourself, well, they're probably going to the hospital because the wife is pregnant and she's in the car, that's a friendly world. They have a reason to do what they're going to do. And that's, putting a better colored glasses on so that you see the world as friendly. All right, connect. This will be the last one, then we'll move on from there and then end this. So connect. January, practice active listening in a conversation without interrupting. Man, dog, the other day, we had a family meeting. We're talking. Many of us in our family overtalk each other, my fault, and we all know it. Some of us practice, I'm going to wait patiently until they're done. The funny part is it rotates who's practicing it. So the kids are talking and Evie says, you have interrupted me twice now and I haven't been able to finish my sentence. And the other person was like, really? I don't think so. And then I was standing there, I'm like, yeah, actually that's true. So the nice part is that family member then said, hey, I'm sorry, go ahead. So they're catching it, but you never really notice until you start looking at it and say, I'm going to put a fine point on it, right? The things that you track get attention. So I'm going to track listening. It's going to get attention. You're going to notice it. So you could just do that for January, or you could continue on through the whole year. The next one in February for connect would be reach out to one old friend and catch up. I mean, who doesn't want to do that? I would probably do that a lot. Maybe don't do like 10 a day because that would be too many people to talk to possibly. But you see, this 60 easy is supposed to be easy and to give you options of things that, oh, well, you know what? Of the 60 things, 30 of them I really liked and I can do. I'm going to stick with those. That's awesome. That's what you should do. Okay. So to find that, again, go to CrossFit.com/free and then click on 60. It'll pull up a Google Doc that I have. You can save it for your own. If you go to File and then Save, you can save your own copy. It's your own. Adjust it as you see fit. I could care less. There are some other links at the bottom. You can get a hold of the things that we do. But the idea is to give you some sort of roadmap, some sort of destination, some sort of at least people are walking along with you. So you're not going it alone. So you don't have to come up with this on your own. So you don't have to feel that there is no end in sight and I can't see progress. I know this is what I do now. This stuff in the 60 Easy will find you progress. Yes, this stuff is easy and it will be slow progress, but that's the point. Okay, guys, if you're here in Woodstock, come find me at CrossFit Garage. We're across from Black Rifle Coffee, down the street from First Baptist Woodstock. If you aren't local, then again, we have got the garagefitness.online. You can follow us there. The next couple episodes, I hope to make this the first in a 5 or 6 part series where I take you through this presentation I have put together a while back and I talk about all the time, the 5 pillars of health and fitness. So we'll go through and break them down each an episode. So I guess it'll take me 5 weeks to get through everything. Hopefully I remember to label it all part 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 5. You guys know me. I don't always remember that stuff. If you're in the gym and you're interested in some of the things we do, we have QR codes on the wall where you can join different group me's. So the reason I'm using GroupMe is I really don't want to blow up your phone on texts. And I realize that generationally, some people just don't read their email. So I figure GroupMe is a text. You're going to be on your phone. You can set it to hit your text and not go to the GroupMe, so you can see it as a text. Or you can not pay attention to it. So now you are self-selecting into the thing we're doing. If you don't want that stuff, don't select to be in it. We do fun things. We went to, on the men's group, we went to Garland Mountain, did some sporting clay shooting. We have a potential whitewater trip. I think right now there's only 2 of us signed up, so we need more for it to happen. Potentially go to the Central Parks rock climbing thing over by KSU. We do other stuff as well, whether it's mountain biking, we're preparing for some cool adventures like an adventure race or the Blitz race, or getting together for board game night or D&D or whatever. So we've got stuff that we're doing. Come be part of it. Guys, you don't have to do this alone. People are there with you. They're just waiting for you. You just have to find them. If you feel you're on your own, email me, andy@crossfitgarage.com. I will try to help you. I don't like to, normally I do not like to do one-on-one mentoring, because when people do that, they typically just don't do the thing you tell them to do. And it's just frustrating. I think Jack Spirko from the Survival Podcast has said the exact same thing. I'd rather find people that are already doing. So if you did the 60 Easy, like Ken Daniels did, he said, hey, I'm doing the 60 Easy. I'm doing all of it right now. And he did it for 2 months. And then he said, let's talk. I'm like, yes, you're that type of guy. I love it. I'm in. I will help you. Another easy way is if you will track your food for 2 weeks, bring that to me when we meet and talk, then I know that you care and I'll be happy to work with you. Typically though, as you do 60 Easy or you track your food, you're going to see the problems on your own and you'll be able to fix it pretty fast yourself. And that's kind of the point. I'd rather to teach you to fish than teach you to come to me to get a fish, right? All right, guys, take care. Again, we are happy, humble, helpful people here at CrossFit Garage that want to be healthy and fit now, as well as in our 90s. That sounds like you. Come join us. Y'all take care.